Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to give a shout to our good friends over at Fanatical, who are running their summer sale right now. And with their summer sale, they're running flash deals as well, so these deals rotate every 24 hours. If you grew up around the time that I got into PC gaming, it's very reminiscent of how Steam used to be, and honestly, as far as making the summer sale an event, I did like that more. In terms of just practicality and having everything on sale at the same time, it's probably better the way they do it now. But yeah, Fanatical's doing the flash deals, and they've got great 24-hour offers right now that I'll highlight. And then they've also got some great deals under the price of $5 that we'll get to at the end of this video. But let's highlight some of their flash deals, which... y'all know me, if you're talking up some JRPGs, you're speaking my language. We got Persona 3 Reload, 61% off for $27.64. Now, what's crazy is I just talked about talking up JRPGs, and P3R is a game that if you just hear me talk, you probably think I'm not crazy about this game, or I was actually pretty down on this game. The thing is, Persona 3 is a really good game from a narrative standpoint, a soundtrack standpoint. Like, Mass Destruction is a goated track, but as far as a lot of the design of the game, like the Tartarus, for example, it is going to be fairly dated, and this is a fairly faithful remake. While it has some, accessibility improvements and things of that nature, as far as the fundamentals of the game, the fundamentals are the fundamentals, and that is intact. It's still a great game. I still really enjoyed going through it, but when you compare this to, like, let's say Metaphor is just, to me, such a stronger game, but P3R is still enjoyable, man, and I would say for south of $30 here, $27.64, great deal, and I believe P3R either just got pulled from Game Pass or it's about to get pulled, so if you did play it through Game Pass and you want it on Steam, that would be a good time to get it. Another JRPG, a throwback here, Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Gate Rune and Dunan Unification Wars, 40% off for $29.99. An upgraded release of Suikoden, whatever you want to call it, 1 and 2. I still got to get around to finishing both games. I remember growing up, Suikoden 2 was like $100 plus for a PS1 copy of that game for some reason. It was just one of those rare PS1 games. But now, thankfully, you can just get it in the collection. I know you could always emulate it, but this collection improves the original releases, and you've got updated visuals, accessibility improvements, things of that nature. $29.99 for a game that also just came out. This collection just came out back in, I want to say, March, and already available for $30 if you're a JRPG guy. Definitely something to check out there. So, Suikoden 1 and 2, $29.99. Persona 3 Reload for $27.64. Yeah, definitely on the pricier side. P3R, you're gonna get, like, a lot of hours of gameplay, especially if you're trying to do everything. And then Suikoden 1 and 2. Suikoden 1 is a little bit on the shorter side from what I know, but Suikoden 2 and 1 both, you're gonna get quite a lot of hours out of that as well. So while they're pricier, first of all, Suikoden's a fairly new release as far as the collection goes, and P3R, those Persona games always hold up in price. I mean, P5R is still... like $22 around that range, so although that's available on Humble Choice, but nevertheless, there you go with that. Some deals under $5. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition, $4.74 on this. We are coming up on the release of Digimon Story Time Stranger. That's going to be a $70 release, so I'm sure there's going to be people not picking that up right away, but $4.74 for Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. That includes 2 games. You got Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, both for sub $5. I think is an outstanding deal. The games from a mechanic standpoint are fairly basic, but they work well enough. When you're talking about a Digimon game, you really want to nail the IP, and they nailed the IP, and the mechanics are totally serviceable. I think with Time Stranger, they're definitely going to level it up, and it's a $70 game, so it absolutely needs to be. You've got English voice acting in Time Stranger as well. You don't in Cyber Sleuth, but overall, still worthwhile games, and you guys know me, or if you don't know me, I'm a huge Digimon guy. Like, Digimon was my Mon franchise growing up. Like, I like Digimon better than Pokemon, and Time Stranger is literally one of my most anticipated games of the year, so gotta give a recommendation to that. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, $4.79 on this. Great Castlevania-style Metroidvania game. Really like the visuals, the aesthetics, and you do have the sequel in Scarlet Engagement coming out next year, so not a bad time to pick that up for $4.79. Mad Max, $2.49 on this. I mean, I always go to bat for Mad Max. I think it's a really, really great game as far as an open world action title. It is a part of the Warner Brothers bundle that is on Humble Bundle right now, but $249 on this, I think, is a great deal, and, you know, it's one of those games that unfortunately will never get a sequel, and, I'm not saying, like, it's one of those games that's a totally missed opportunity to do a sequel, but I really like the game, and given that, you know, Warner Brothers these days are so down bad for live service success, you know, it's a bummer that games like Mad Max, games like Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War, styles of games like that are just thrown to the wayside, and it's not like those games aren't monetized, but I digress. $249 for Mad Max, great deal on that. Yeah, Dishonored 2, $2.69 on this. How about another game that I would love to see a sequel to? This one definitely more so than Mad Max, but who knows if that'll ever happen. You know, Arcane just did Deathloop, and then they've got the Marvel's Blade title coming out, but Dishonored 2 was amazing. I thought it was a phenomenal game. I would recommend you to play Dishonored 1 first, but as far as an action stealth title goes, Dishonored 2 is an outstanding game. You've got 2 playable main characters as well, so a little bit of replayability there, but $269 for Dishonored 2. Outstanding, outstanding deal. Definitely check that out. This War of Mine, $1.59 on this. Great deal for this War of Mine, a game that is very, very emotionally gripping, and might not be for everyone in terms of the game is like, you know, very grim and dark, but that's kind of 11-bit Studios' is like MO. They did the same thing with Frostpunk and Frostpunk 2, although The Altars was a super unique game, and I still got to go through that game, and definitely on my to-play list here very shortly, but they do like very, very compelling games and unique games. You want to talk about games being very samey across the board? Tell 11-bit Studios that, and look at what 11-bit Studios is cooking, because their games are very different from everything else that comes out. But there you go with that. This War of Mine, $1.59. And then I want to give a shout to Darksiders Warmastered Edition, as Darksiders 4 just got revealed. I don't know when that's coming out, probably a ways away, but how about Darksiders 1 for $3.99? I remember when Darksiders 1 was coming out, and there were people saying, oh my god, it's God of War crossed with Legend of Zelda, and I just thought that set the expectations way too high, and this is me back at being like 13, 14 years old, and I was like, bro, alright, you don't gotta say all that about Darksiders, but it is an enjoyable game. I thought the narrative backdrop was really cool, the setting was really cool, obviously gonna be a little bit dated given that it's 15 and a half years old, but still a worthwhile action game to go through. And man, the era of the Darksiders of the world, the Bayonetta ones, the prototypes, the Infamouses, like that's my heyday of gaming. So obviously there's a little bit of a nostalgic attachment towards games like Darksiders. And yeah, I have like the nostalgic attachments towards even the most mid of mid games. And I don't want to say Darksiders mid, but it's not like it's that 90 plus revered game on Metacritic, but Prototype wasn't, Darksiders wasn't, and a lot of games, Enslaved wasn't, a lot of those games weren't, but they're some of my favorite gaming experiences, and that's why I think it's worthwhile to just play a lot of these games, regardless of the Metacritic score. I mean, just to go on a little bit of a tangent, Mafia: The Old Country, how unoptimized as that game is on PC, that game has like a 74 on Metacritic. Literally one of my favorite games of the year, so, you know, sometimes you don't go with the scoring all the time, and Darksiders is one of those games that I think a lot of you guys will end up enjoying. But yeah, $3.99 on that, and Darksiders 4 in development. That'll do it for me. Again, those deals on Persona 3 and Suikoden, definitely great, and a lot of great deals under $5 and $3, you know, with Mad Max, Dishonored 2, and this War of Mine. Definitely some good stuff across the board. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.